Hey everyone, have I here been a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, it is time once again for another edition of Best Teams on Global. This is the March 2023 edition. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So yes, another month. And a very interesting month that happened in the month of March. Of course, we have the introduction of the Saiyan Day Super Saiyan God Goku that has arrived. We also got Bardock as well as a Dokkan Festival exclusive. And now, of course, all these EZAs that ended up dropping. So there is definitely some changes. And anyway, let's go ahead and at least dive into all the rules and all that good stuff. So first and foremost, the term best teams is my opinion, and it's purely subjective. There's no official tier list or best teams ranking from Katsuki or Bandai. How I build my teams or how I rank my teams, I look at multitude of different things: leader skill, damage, defense, special skills, bench and flexibility is very, very important, game mode effectiveness, overall gameplay, and generally I want to have that first position in the main rotation as a good tanking unit. Now these days I'm looking at, their tanking ability all the way through, right? But generally speaking, second position and floaters you're looking at for support, or you're looking for damage dealing, and that's how I build my teams. And how I rank game mode effectiveness, we're still looking at Cell Max as being the most difficult content. We have the red zones, we have extreme and super battle roads, and then everything else. So just kind of keep that in mind. Cell Max and the red zones are where we're looking at for the effectiveness of these teams. So let's look at previous months. So this was the February list here, coming at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You have Piccolo, Gohan, GG, and movie heroes, things of that nature. But there is definitely a shakeup on the bottom portion. There's a couple teams that dropped off this list, and we have, we'll say one that, or actually two that ended up actually stepping up and coming into the top 10. But it's very difficult, right? So when I build these teams here, it's very difficult to rank because there's so many variables, and again, it's just very subjective. But feel free to comment in the comment section below what you guys think is right or wrong about my list. So let's talk about some honorable mentions to start off with, and we'll start with Battle of Wits. This is still a very, very fun team to run here, but yeah, nowhere in the top 10 anymore. Especially with some of these other teams that's jumping into the competition here. We also, falling out of the top 10 is going to be Powerful Comeback, and really the reason between these two teams here is the limitation on its leader skill. Yes, it's a full 200% leader skill, but man, it really does not provide a lot of options when you're looking at support units and things of that nature. It's a very, very tough bench capability for these two teams, and hopefully in the future we'll have stronger categories with more options. But Powerful Comeback, still you're able to use some amazing units here, but generally speaking, having two LR Super Saiyan Goku, Carnival Gokus here doesn't really help you all that much, since you can only use the revival only one time, right? So it's actually a little bit of an issue when you have two on a team. So now, also dropping out of the top 10 is finally GT Heroes and Fused Fighters. People have told me, it's like, why do you guys still have this team in the top 10? I go, well, it's still a very valuable team. It's still a very fun team to run. And yes, you can see here, you can run, your Piccolo combination, but only at 170. But still, you can run different combinations as well. So, but unfortunately, with the teams that we have now, you have better options. The LR Super Saiyan 4s are still amazing units to run. It's just we're in a different meta now. So these teams have dropped out of the top 10 here, especially these two here that was previously in the top 10 and is now substituted, or has now been dethroned by two other teams. So let's go ahead and dive into now the transition into the top 10 for this month, starting with the new kid on the block, and that is actually going to be the Tech Bardock. So Tech Bardock, in of itself, he's a good unit, right? He has some amazing skills. His scouter ability is really strong. However, he doesn't really hold down the fort when it comes to being in the main rotation. So nice, and fortunately, we can actually have him as a floater and run some ridiculous combinations, as you can see here in the main rotation. So the benefit of this team is the leader skill. It's Goku's family or stored figures. Category key plus 3, HP and attack defense 170%, and then the 200% boost there, the 30% boost, is Pure Saiyans. So this is virtually a 200% Goku's family, 200% Goku run team. And then, of course, with Bardock and Goku, and Raditz, of course, don't forget about Raditz, will be 200%. Now, Gohan, you're going to be able to run it at 170, as you can see here with the down arrow, you can see for the EZA LR Gohan. But any Goku that you're running on this, and of course any Bardock, is going to be at 200%. So that's very, very strong. And anybody of Team Bardock as well is going to be at 200%. So keep that in mind when you build a team around this. You do have some really nice options and some alternatives to these Gokus here. Of course, you have Kid Goku, Physical Kid Goku. You can even put the Gohans on here. They work still very well. But you can run a Bardock main rotation team as well, Fasha with Tora, and then you can even run the Carnival Goku and the new Godku as a floater. I do love the Super Saiyan Bardock EZA as a support unit. I think he's a very solid support unit to have. But if you don't want to run a support, I never said you had to, but of course I always put a support on these teams, well, most of the time. So coming in number 10, the introduction to Tech Bardock and introduction to Goku's family story figures and Pure Saiyans at 200% in the number 10 spot. So I was like, okay, should I have this at number 10 or number 9? But I still think number 9 is a very, very good team. Again, it's just that there's so many other teams that have leapfrogged this team here. And that's Movie Bosses and Terrifying Conquerors, and that's STR Cooler. I was like, do I actually take Cooler off the top 10? I just couldn't do it. It's still such an amazing team to run. The amount of damage it can still do, the STR Cooler is amazing. If you want to make sure that you are defensive oriented, you're going to bring in the Janemba, you're going to bring in the AGL Golden Frieza, right? But then I also ended up merging the Wicked Bloodline Metal Cooler to this team as well, because it just doesn't make any sense. If you want to run a good Wicked Bloodline team, you might as well just run the STR Cooler team, right? So that's why I just ended up merging this versus this was like, I think 2 months ago I put them in the top 10. I might start merging other teams together, by the way, when a lot of the units are going to be very similar. We'll talk about some of those in just 1 second, but that's what Movie Bosses and Terrifying Conquerors looks like. And then, if you're using Red Zone, you're gonna, definitely run those 2 units on that spot there. Now, you can run EZA, Beerus, and Whis on this team. I wouldn't probably recommend it, but you could run it as a floater if you wanted to. I do have Metal Cooler on here for its active skill and its ability to revive and things of that nature, so you can have that opportunity for a Red Zone or a against Cell Max. So I think this team still is very, very powerful and very fun. Still in the top 10, coming in number 9, STR Cooler, Terrifying Conquerors, Movie Bosses with Transformation Boost as a 30%, 200% lead. So in the 8th spot, this is a tough spot here. I was like, man, how do I put this in the 8th spot? This is such an amazing team. But again, there's other teams that leapfrog one of each other. So coming number 8 here is Physical Kid Goku. And again, the combinations here are fantastic. DB Saga Youth Exploding Rage as 170. And then you have Dragon Ball Seekers Bond of Friendship. So Exploding Rage, fortunately, has some really, really good units. For example, the new Godku is on this team here. I run it as a floater. You could put it in the main rotation if you wanted to, but it's hard to deny the Carnival Goku and then the LR AGL Gohan as a main rotation. They link really, really well together, but of course you could, if you really wanted to run the Godku, you can definitely do that. And you can even run the new Vegeta on this team as well, because it is Exploding Rage there, but you're going to be running at 170. Remember, he's a semi-support unit. After 5 turns, you definitely probably want to transform for his guard ability. So you have 5 turns worth of support. I still put him in the support spot there, because you could just keep him there as a support unit if you don't want to transform, and if you don't need that guard for some apparent reason. So coming in number 8, I didn't really do too many teams here, because this is a pretty finite team that you're going to be running here. But the Android 8 and Goku rotation is pretty much unkillable. So, and then you have another Kid Goku floating around there. But anyway, coming in number 8 is the physical triple-double Kid Goku, DB Saga Youth, Exploding Rage 170, and 30% for Dragon Ball Seekers Bond of Friendship. Now let's go ahead and move on to the first movie hero team. Again, I have not merged movie heroes yet, and it's seemingly getting closer for me to do so. The worst movie hero team, which isn't like bad at all, right, is coming in number 7, and that's Join Forces Movie Heroes Pure Saiyans. Like, look at this team. This is a great team to have. It's very similar to this team, right? So it's very similar to this team. It's just like literally just flipped around. And then you have the LR Super Saiyan, Vegeta, and Goku on here. But you do have a lot more bench strength and options, right? You can run, you know, LRGG. You can run LROP, right? You can run those units, whereas the Kid Goku you can't. So for sure, the bench strength is much, much stronger. The reason why this is the worst, which you look at this like this is amazing, this is the best here, right? Because you can't run like LRGG and Carnival Goku on other movie hero teams. You're true, you're right, because of the Joint Forces here, but it's because of the Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. They're not all that great, so that provides a limitation when it comes to this team here. And but all in all, again, any movie hero team that you're gonna run is gonna be solid. But this is the I say the worst of the bunch. But when I say, again, worst, it's still very, very good. Bunch of combinations you can see on the bottom of the alts there that you can run, and then the defensive team. This is a very, very strong defensive team. So coming in number 7, Join Forces Movie Heroes with the Pure Saiyans is the 30% boost there. Again, amazing, but coming in number 7. I could have put this at number 6, but number 6, maybe because of recency bias, I actually put the New Godku as the number 6 spot. So the Battle of Gods Godku here, very, very fun unit, very well designed, and the team that you can build is amazing, especially being that it's a Pure Saiyans, Hybrid Saiyans, 170% leader. And just with that, I was like, I should just probably put this in the top 5, right? But kind of looking at the options, right, you know, Power Wishes, Exploding Rage as the 30% boost for 200%, you are very limited when it comes to 200%. So that's one of the reasons why I did drop them out of the top 5. But the combinations being, again, Pure Saiyans, Hybrid Saiyans, you're covering a bunch of amazing units. This team still is incredibly, incredibly strong. And you can run like a variation of this combination here, or if you wanted to run Gaku on both main rotations, you can run something like this as a double support. And again, very, very powerful. And yeah, again, recency bias, maybe. But I think a number 6 spot for the Gaku team, Pure Saiyans, Hybrid Saiyans 170, and Power Wishes and Exploding Rage at the 200% is a good spot for them. All right, let's go ahead and now move on to the top 5. So funny enough, this was the second best team for last month, but all the other teams got an upgrade. This did not, and it dropped down spots due to the fact where some of these teams that you're seeing is the leader in of itself isn't all that great. That's why the Joint Forces Movie Heroes team dropped a couple spots from where it probably should be. And now coming in number 5 is Ultimate Gohan, aka not Beast Gohan. So superheroes and Hybrid Saiyans, amazing. Bond of Parent-Child Movie Heroes, amazing with the 200%. Fantastic. Literally, the team that you're running here probably won't die in main rotation. However, Gohan's an issue. He's still good. He's not great. And it's problematic. So superheroes, Hybrid Saiyans, you can run a very, very good amount of combinations. But it's just because you have to run Gohan, 2 of them to say the least. It's not ideal. Okay, so whether you're going to be running it this way, or you're going to run like a Gamma 1, Gamma 2 as a main rotation and actually put LROP on the side, which will be, you know, blasphemous, right? Why would you do that? You could definitely put you know, LROP, you know, in main rotation if you don't have some of these other units. Still, all in all, very, very good, and that's why it's the top 5. But the teams that I have above this, I think is just better overall. And again, this team is hurt by its leader, which is Ultimate Gohan. So coming in number 5 is Superheroes Hybrid Saiyans, and Bond Parent Child Movie Heroes is a 200%. So moving on to the number 4 spot that leapfrogged the Ultimate Gohan here is the next best Movie Heroes team, and that's the Power Beyond Super Saiyan LR Gods Movie Heroes with the Kamehameha 30% there. So coming in number 4, they added the Goku, they added another support which was lacking, right? So the Vegeta does provide support there. And I think now being able to run this rotation of Goku and a 200% LR Gods is a very, very powerful rotation. And I do love this team. It's so much fun. You can, of course, make it a more defensive oriented team, and you can run LR OP, LR Orange Piccolo, and then the basically the Piccolo rotation. You can always do that as well to be a little bit more defensive. But you can run a multitude of different supports, or you can run Goku on this team. So very, very versatile there. Now, one of the only reasons why this is number 4, not like number 2 or 1, is because you're running Orange Piccolo at a 200 or at a non 200% at 170 because of the Kamehameha 30% there. That's really the only reason. That's a sliver of differences, right? You can also run different combinations like the Kid Goku Android 8. I love that rotation there. Or you can even do the whole 170% team besides the LR Gods, and run the Piccolo and the Gamma 1 Gamma 2 combination there. So again, all these are at 170%. Again, one of the reasons why it's number 4 and not like top 3, right? So coming number 4 is the LR Gods with Power Beyond Super Saiyan Movie Heroes at 170, and then 30% for Kamehameha. All right, so what is the best Movie Heroes team? Well, the best Movie Heroes team is in the number 3 spot. I know, blasphemous, number 3. Like, if I merged all of them together, then it would be number 1, right? Because I separated them, I'm still putting Gamma 1, Gamma 2, which I did combine those two together, in the number 3 spot. Again, the biggest difference is the LR Gods have to run Piccolo and the Gammas at 170, whereas Gamma 1, Gamma 2, everyone's generally at 200% here. So, yeah, look at this team, right? You triple support with Gamma 1, Gamma 2, or sorry, the Gamma 1s down there with the Vegeta. You can put Gamma 2 on there as well if you wanted additional support for attack. You have Goku, you have Carnival Goku, you have Orange Piccolo, and the Piccolo running at 200%. Very strong there. You basically run the exact same team, but with Gamma 2, right? You do the exact same thing here. And the bench strength is super, super strong, right? Especially, if you want to run, want to run some androids on your team there, or artificial life forms, you can even do that as well. Now, when you're talking about, different combinations, of course, you can run the Gamma 1, Gamma 2 combination as a main rotation. Very, very powerful. Or you can go, like I mentioned, on that first team here, which I think is the overall strongest team that you can run, is Gamma 1 being as a floater, which can be problematic since he does have to build up. But it's hard to say no to Orange Piccolo and then Goku and Carnival Goku in a rotation as well. It's so much fun. So I recommend, if you haven't ran this team yet, if you have these units, this is a very, very powerful team to run. So coming in number 3 is the best Movie Heroes team that you can run. Movie Heroes with artificial life forms or androids and special pose, with accelerated battle and worthy rivals as the 30%, 200% lead. So who's number 2 and who's number 1? Well, the only reason why I have number 2 and number 1 in the spots there is because it has 2 of the best 1 and 2 units on global, right? And so coming in number 2 for me, that at least, is Bond Parent Child Future Saga with Battle Fate 30% in LRGG. Having 2 LRGGs, I think I had them what, number 4, number 3 previously? I think number 3 previously, but they did jump 1 spot because actually this team got the most boost, because every major unit you can actually run on this team here. Bardock you can run on this team, the Goku you can run on this team, the Vegeta you can run on this team. Yes, you're running at 170, but who cares? That number 1 spot is all locked up. It's a detriment and it's a benefit as well. It's kind of both sides of the coin when it comes to LRGG there, but locking up that #1 spot, you just don't die in that #1 spot. And then they link up incredibly well with the AGL Gohan and the Carnival Goku. Now you could bring in Godku in the main rotation, you could bring in any other else on the bottom as well, but you can run maybe this combination here if you want to run more of a 200%. If you want to run LR Rosemasu, Ize Rosemasu, or then Murzumasu, you can run those options there, or be really heavy on the defense, right? And bring in Majin Vegeta, bring in the Super Saiyan Vegeta as well. And I don't think this team can die either. So this is rock solid team. You build up the Goku, the Gaku, you have Carnival Goku. The Majin Vegeta doesn't die when you activate his entrance animation, right? And then when that Vegeta transforms, he's good to go as well. So again, overall, it's just a super solid team and an almost invincible team if you run it correctly. Come in #2 spot, LRGG, Bond Parent and Child, Future Saga, Battle of Fate, 30%. And #1, it just has to be #1 for probably until the 8-year anniversary. I don't see it getting dethroned, even though it got 0 upgrades. This whole celebration here, having 2 Piccolos is broken. It just is. So it's hard for me to say any different of like what's the best team on global. Like what's more fun, I would say this, right? Gamma 1, Gamma 2, Movie Heroes, these teams right here, they're more fun, but 2 Piccolos is broken, right? You can run, I don't know how many rotations as Orange Piccolo and just like kill the boss, right? So it's broken beyond belief in that case there. You do have solid bench strength. You can run a Gamma 1, Gamma 2 as support there, right? You can run a Gamma 1, Gamma 2 in the main rotation. You can run Piccolo here as as floaters, which would be again blasphemous. That's awful that you do there. But I think this team right here is kind of unkillable, right? Maybe Pan gets hit and die, but I think overall this team is just so strong, so powerful. And you can switch Pan out for someone else, a little bit more tanky or more dodging ability like a Gogeta or something like that. But like, who's gonna kill Orange Piccolo and LRGG in the first spot, and then Strength Piccolo and GG in the same spot? It can't happen. So in reality, this is the team that you can bring, and you can still complete a lot of stuff. So LRGG, Orange Piccolo, still the best team in the game, and it's going to be hard pressed for me to say a team is going to be better. We'll see what happens during Golden Week. If they're going to do an LR that's going to be as quality as the Godku, then I can possibly see a leapfrog, but it has to be crazy broken like the LR Piccolo. So yep, coming in #1, still the champion, LROP for sure. And let's go ahead and do the summary. So coming #10 is Goku's Family and Storage Figures, with Pure Saiyans in the Tech Bardock there. Then you have Strength Cooler with Terrifying Conquerors movie bosses. Then you have the Kid Physical Goku, the Triple Double Goku there. First Movie Heroes team with Joint Forces with Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. Then you have the new Battle of Gods Godku there, #6 spot there, and that is running Pure Saiyans, Hybrid Saiyans. Again, amazing. Then you have, and this might happen in the future, where I just go ahead and merge the Gohan into the Superheroes team. Because he has Hybrid Saiyans, it's a much better bench strength than the Piccolo. So that's one of the reasons why. But anyway, is coming in #5 is the Ultimate Gohan, not Beast Gohan. And again, we might go ahead and merge that with Piccolo, being that Piccolo is just going to be there in #1 spot for some time. And #4 spot is LR Gods with Movie Heroes, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, and Kamehameha. Then you have the best Movie Heroes team, in my opinion, with the Gamma 1, Gamma 2 combination. LRGG coming in at #2 with Bond of Parent and Child, and then Superheroes team with Orange Piccolo. 2 Orange Piccolos, right? I have to be clear about that. 2 Orange Piccolos. Still the best team on global. So tell me what you guys think. You agree, disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we'll catch you next time.